wanted to find out more about what they're doing here today. So Steve, can you tell us what's going on here today?
Today we are giving away some organic pots and seeds, and you can see we're also practicing this light energy purification. And the seeds are all free, the pots are free, and we want to encourage people to, one, enjoy having contact with nature. Also, it's a wonderful opportunity to educate people and help us understand the value of eating locally and buying locally grown foods. One of the things we don't realize about being environmental is the transportation costs and the expense and the pollution from the big diesel trucks, also the big diesel freighters that come overseas. That emits a lot of carbon dioxide. So one way we can help local farmers and preserve the environment is to buy locally and grow locally. So this is a wonderful way that we can encourage people to grow locally.
I see. So what you're doing here today is actually beneficial to the environment as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So the primary aspect is that we can reduce the use of the fuels in the transportation. A lot of food comes 1,500 miles, and that's a tremendous amount of pollution just to get it to us. So if we can encourage people to grow a garden, or even just one pot in an apartment, it's wonderful. When I lived in New York City, I had just one pot of basil, called it Abe, and I put it out on the windowsill, and there's no greenery anywhere, so it brings greenery. I could put it in my pasta. I'm not such a good cook, but it still tastes nice to have your own freshly grown vegetables. And it also helps the environment because when you have that contact with nature, you're more reluctant to pollute. If you're at a baseball game, a movie theater, there's pollution everywhere, and you don't really care about your environment. People will just drop their wrappers, their popcorn. But if you go out in Yosemite or the redwoods and you gain an appreciation of nature, it will inherently allow us to improve our attitudes and our thoughts towards nature, and therefore improve our actions of not polluting as much.
So I read that gardening is increasing throughout this recession while other industries are dropping. Why do you think it's booming?
Yeah, isn't that fascinating? Everything else, every other industry is going sour, and you know, these Armstrong and these people who sell these things are improving their sales. I think it's great, for one, that the president showed a great example of planting a natural garden. I think that people are suffering in so many ways, and some people just want to save money. Growing a garden, they don't have to pay for herbs. The herbs are very easy to grow. They don't have to pay for vegetables as much. And also, you know, when people are suffering, when you have experience with nature, even just a small plant, it can give you some solace, some respite from the difficulties people are facing now.
So how does the spiritual practice of organic gardening relate to what's going on over here?
Well, you know, part of this practice we're doing of giving away these pots is just that. It's a spiritual practice, because we are not only encouraging people to conserve fuels, buying locally, to have contact with nature, but it's also a wonderful opportunity to observe nature. And by observing nature, we can learn various laws and universal laws that exist in life. So it's about us growing spiritually through this practice also. How it relates to the practice that you see behind me of people giving this light energy is that we're encouraging people to have a direct relationship with nature, to learn themselves, to grow themselves, and to have that independent connection. So here, by people receiving this light energy, it can help people, one, be aware of these universal laws that we were talking about that you can learn in nature, and it also helps us have more energy and ability to practice it.